We do.
I'm not sure. This is an ingenuous.
In a moment, we will be live. Please be official, everyone.
I would put girl at the end, just for how I feel today. If that's okay with you. Of course, you decide.
I put it because I know that not.
Okay, everyone. Very good evening to all of you. Here, under the banner of Dhrupad Music Foundation, I, Dr. Vinod Gupta, welcome everyone who loves music, everyone who loves himself, and everyone who loves Dhrupad Music Foundation, established by Mr. Mukund. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's really a wonderful occasion when the Ganesh Chaturthi and Ganesh festival is very much on in India, the land of rituals, the land of festivals. And on the same land, a very amazing rising star of Indian classical music, specifically Dhrupad, Mr. Mukund, of course, with the blessings of his guru, Pandit Umakant Gundecha ji, and of course, Gundecha brothers, he established a very ambitious and a very wonderful organization called Dhrupad Music Foundation. It is, of course, a very recent development that he has established this organization. Since its inception, or let me say, before its establishment, Mr. Mukund was very much active while receiving the education of Indian classical music, particularly Dhrupad, under Guru Shishya tradition at Bhopal, Dhrupad Gurukul. And since the last 3-4 years, he has been organizing a wonderful concert named Little Dhrupad Singers. So Dhrupad Music Foundation started its activities before its establishment. It was really a wonderful thing, and it was a very spontaneous effort by this rising star named Mukund. And due to certain things, he moved to Bhubaneswar, Odisha, his home state. But this technology, online process has given him power. In fact, it empowered him not to limit himself either to Bhopal or to Bhubaneswar, Odisha, or to India. Let the positive vibes through his Dhrupad Music Foundation sprawl across the world. And from there came the concept Ek Rag, which is actually trying to explore psychological approaches towards one raga. So this is the second establishment of Dhrupad Music Foundation, you may say like that. And I'm very happy to share, ladies and gentlemen, that Dhrupad Music Foundation has been conducting this Ek Rag series for the 4th time in succession. This is the 4th Wednesday when we are meeting. In the first series of Ek Rag, we were enlightened by none other than Pandit Umakant Gundecha ji. In the second series, we were blessed to be incorporated and blessed by and enlightened by Pandit Kashalkar ji. And we discussed these nuances of Dhrupad music and nuances of Khayal Gaiki, Khayal genre, Khayal style of singing with reference to psychological approach towards one raga. And last Wednesday in series 3, we focused on the nuances of semi-classical music, particularly tappa, because a very renowned and a very melodious singer joined us in Ek Rag, and we interacted with her on the nuances of semi-classical music with a reference to psychological approach towards one rag. So after completing these 3 Indian genres, now we are crossing the limits. In fact, we are breaking the limits. And after covering 3 very ancient, pious and great genres of Indian classical music, we are here to explore Western classical music and the nuances related to this beautiful and internationally acclaimed genre with reference to psychological approach towards one raga. And we are very happy that on the screen you must be watching some wonderful and musically wonderful faces. On the top of your screen, we have Mr. Payton MacDonal from New Jersey. Hello, Mr. Payton. How are you doing?
I'm very good, thank you.
आपका बहुत बहुत स्वागत है and my namaste to you. Of course, as another guest, we have a very, very, very renowned Western classical musician, specifically from the field of, from the genre of jazz music, none other than Kim Zombik from Montreal, USA. How are you, ma'am?
Good.
I hope you are doing good. And she is, of course, accompanied by Mr. Nicholas. Nicholas, I hope you are doing good.
Very good, thank you.
Wonderful. And as usual, this event is, of course, established by Mr. Mukund, who is, of course, one of the panelists, and very soon he is going to moderate this event when we will discuss with these 2-3 people on the psychological approaches of one raga in the context of Western classical music. And of course, we have Dr. Shreya Pahwa with us, who is a renowned psychologist from Bhopal, Madhya Pradesh, India. Welcome, Shreya ji. Welcome, Mukund ji. We are looking forward for another very enlightening session. Of course, a very different genre, which specifically Indians don't come across so frequently. And the topic which we have chosen is, of course, a wonderful topic. So now, without wasting even a single second, let me move forward. And I would like to start with Mr. Payton MacDonal, who is, of course, explores the frontiers of art in a variety of settings, from Carnegie Hall to remote wilderness locations. He spent his early years drumming along with jazz records while exploring the Rocky Mountains near his home in Idaho by foot, bicycle and skies. Eventually, he was shaped into a percussionist who plays marimbas, and very soon I am going to request him to play marimba, snare drums, bicycles, plants, pots, pans, and anything else that might produce an interesting and a melodious musical tone. Along the way, Payton discovered Indian classical music, and after 20 years of studying that ancient music, he now sings it in concert halls, yoga centers, and ashramas. Means he has given a spiritual touch to his music sensibility. Payton studied music formally at the University of Michigan, BFA, and Eastman School of Music, MM and DMA, as well as with the legendary Pandit Gundecha brothers, Dhrupad vocal, and Pandit Sharda Sahai on tablas. He teaches music at William Patterson University and tours nationally and internationally as a percussionist, singer, and speaker. So it's really wonderful to have such a versatile person with us. Warm welcome to you, Mr. MacDonald. How are you doing?
I'm doing very well, thank you.
Okay, so what's the plan for Ek Rag Series 4 you have in your mind today?
First, let me thank you for having me, and thank you to Mukund for inviting me to be part of the program. I'm very honored to be here. And the plan for today is I'm going to play a piece for you, a piece that I composed. Lekin it is Rag Saraswati mein. It's in Rag Saraswati, and yet Rag Saraswati mein nahi hai. It is not in Rag Saraswati. So it is a Western piece influenced by Rag Saraswati. But there are some ways that Western music connects to Indian music and some ways that it does not. So I'll play the piece, and then later when we have the discussion, I can explain more the ways that Western music and Indian music connect and the ways that they're quite different.
Great. So let me request to start this wonderful musical and interactive program with some music. May I request you to play some musical notes and tones and rhythms on your marimba?
Let me just check. Can you hear this okay?
Yes, very much.
Okay, I'm going to take my headphones off. So this composition will be about 7-8 minutes.
Okay, carry on. Wow, that was really wonderful. And let me tell you, it was so soothing also. The sounds not coming out, they were actually vibrating. And of course, hats off to this music who has broken all the limits. Let me tell you once again, you played it wonderfully, and the sounds which you were creating in your room at your home, let me tell you honestly that here in India, I was getting it completely because of your skills and of course because of your wonderful performance. And one more thing which I would like to add, that I am very happy and blessed to see the wonderful photograph of our respected Guruji, Pandit Ramakant Gundecha ji at your back in your home. So because of this, I think your this short performance was really wonderful, and what a wonderful start, Mr. MacDonald. Thank you very much, Payton, for giving us such a soothing music in the very beginning of this Ek Rag Series 4. I will come back to you, but you have given a wonderful musical start with your marimba. So I am not in a mood to stop here only. Let me have some more music from some wonderful artists who have already joined us in this interactive session. So Kim, I think it was a wonderful start by Payton.
Yes, it was.
How are you feeling in this Ek Rag?
Oh, I'm so excited to be here, and I'm very excited that my bandmate also was able to join us today, because it means a lot to me. I was prepared to sing the songs without instrumentation.
Okay.
But I was like, wait. You know, I wanted to sing songs that we composed together. And so I think it will be a really beautiful, I hope it will be a beautiful contribution, because he plays bass, which has its own gorgeous sound, and together, hopefully we can offer material that's as compelling.
Right, right. Okay, so you start your preparation because in a minute I will request you to have your wonderful performance before we start the interaction with Mukundji and Dr. Shreya Pahwa. And while you are preparing and setting your notes, let me share a little bit about you and of course the personality sitting beside you. So ladies and gentlemen, be ready because after Payton and his marimba, we are going to be overwhelmed with yet another very wonderful performer, Kim Zombik, who is actually known for her unembellished, poignant style. She was twice nominated as one of the top 10 best female jazz vocalists by Japan's swing journal Jazz Magazine. With almost over 12 albums, one can hear her evolving path through pop, choral, funk, jazz, and her new studies of Indian classical singing. So versatility is there in this artist also, who will very soon join us as a panelist also in this interactive session. And Kim aims to create music that brushes the heart with honesty and pleasure. She has performed in the Montreal International Jazz Festival in 2005, 2009, 2014. And I'd like to ask, what next? In which year? Of course, very soon. The Loaf Jazz Festival in 2014-18, the Ginza Jazz Festival Japan 2007, the New York Blues Festival in Siberia 2008, as well as she toured and recorded with 90-piece New World Orchestras in Japan 2009 under Joe Hisaichi. Kim has opened her for Parliament, Funkadelic, McCoy, Parker, Jimmy Cliff, and sung with Olu Dara and William Parker. Heading her own jazz trio since her move to Montreal 14 years ago, she appears regularly in various venues throughout the Montreal. Her newest project is in duo called Silverest with Nicholas Kaloya, who is very much on the bass and going to perform, going to soothe us, going to enlighten this wonderful Facebook Live organized by Dhrupad Music Foundation, Bhubaneswar, under the leadership of Mr. Mukund and what not. Kim, I have so many things to tell the world about you, but the best thing which an artist can share to the world, can tell about his or her personality is music. So let me request to have some wonderful musical notes of Western classical music so that we can connect your and Payton's performance with Ek Raag. So over to you, Kim and Nicholas. All the best.
How's the sound of the bass so far? Does it communicate well?
I think it's okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the tea, so green and bright, was poured right in a beam of sunlight. And it slid into the room. And the tea, so green and bright, was poured right in a beam of sunlight. That it slid into the room. Something was carried into the room on that light. Hopefulness and a certitude of choice. The light moved and its tender fingers began to stroke my cheeks, trace the line of my ear and the arch of my black brow. And the tea so green and bright was poured right in a beam of sunlight that it slid into the room. And the tea so green and bright was poured right in a beam of sunlight that it slid into the room. And it moved
and it moved until each of my cheeks was held, each eye kissed closed, and I'm breathless now with the brilliance of this lover's complete attention. Warmth reaches through my skin, slowly entering the layers of my flesh, of my body, of my being. A full beam like a lover's sure hand slowly wraps around my shoulders and my chest, stroking the curls of my hair with the warmth of its palm. My breath catches, my breath catches, my breath catches. Such a bold and silent lover, the sun. Such a bold and silent lover. Such a bold and silent lover. Such a bold and silent lover. Loving me so. And in public, I'm watching now this slow conquer of my body. The sun pins me to my seat, covering my body with its heat. A full beam like a lover's sure hand slowly wraps around my shoulders and my chest, stroking the curls of my hair with the warmth of its palm. My breath catches, my breath catches, my breath catches. Such a bold and silent lover, the sun. Such a bold and silent lover, the sun. Such a bold and silent lover. 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 The sun.
Okay, that was really wonderful, wonderful. Kim and Nicholas.
Thank you.
Amazing.
I hope
That was very nice. So first marimba and then your melodious notes. Great. Okay, so that was the musical aspect, ladies and gentlemen. But what are the aspects behind this music? What are the psychological approaches in special reference to Western classical music? This Ek Rag series has been planned by Mr. Mukund, the founder of Dhrupad Music Foundation. So after having some musical interaction with these two personalities, let me hand over the further proceedings to Mr. Mukund so that he can establish an interaction with these three people, so that we will be able to reveal the psychological approaches. Over to you, Mukundji and Dr. Shreya Pahwa. Carry on.
Namaskar, Vinod ji, Shreya ji.